So, seems like I've sort of inadvertently created a 3-part, potentially 4 if I include a meditation, on love and how to actually attract true love into your life. Not one that ends and another one that ends. Like, how to attract that true love. It's so interesting because my perspective on soulmates is so open. I'm not married I'm not married, but I'm not married to the idea that there's one person, or they're all theories and I hold them all very loosely. But what I am starting to believe is that once you truly heal from within, the external results and gift of the deep inner work that is hard, after that comes, you now understand what real love is without any conditions, because you found it for yourself first. And you had to find it for yourself first so that you know what it feels like. People throw that around a lot. Oh, you need to love you, find you before finding love. If you've heard of that, maybe it's just around my world, but that's been like a perception. And it's kind of like, why, you know? But I'm really understanding it's because depending on what you think love feels like is what you're going to find. Because if you think it feels one way, then that's what you're going to expect, and something that feels differently won't register to you as love. And that's so important, because that means that you really want to get what real love feels like in you, so that what you do find familiar is true, and not, oh, I'm finding familiarity. I think that love is all these things from how I was conditioned as a child, and so now that's what I think is love and what I recognize as it. And anything else is like you could have the love of your life, like the person that will just accept you exactly as you are, and also be the space that you need to grow into yourself. You won't even recognize that person walking right by you, because you are ingrained with love is supposed to feel this way. And if we don't face that part of ourselves, then that is what we're just going to find, and opportunities are going to go right past us. So I drew this, and I'm not going to put it in the background because I feel like it might be overwhelming to other people, but it helps me understand. So this is what I'm reading when I'm looking down here. So this video is how to go from someone will love me mindset to I am inherently lovable without effort, shape-shifting, or proving anything. Even messy. You don't need to be fixed first. How to go from pursuing and searching for love, and then finding it and loving it, and then hating it, loving it and hating it. That's someone will love me mindset. You can only keep what feels familiar. You can only meet others at the depth you've met yourself. And you can only receive from others what you believe is available. Not because opportunities you don't expect won't approach you, but because they will be so unfamiliar to you, you'll write them off. Because you won't register it as something that you want, because you don't really know what you want. What you believe about love will shape what love looks like to you. If you believe love is proving yourself, you won't recognize the person who loves gently. You'll be like, this isn't enough action. I'm supposed to be proving. Your system looks for what confirms your internal map. Beliefs guide your choice. If you believe love is found, you'll try to find it. You won't think that it won't, it finding you isn't what you're open to. If you believe love hurts, then you won't recognize love that is painless. You may find it actually boring, and that's really sad. If you believe love is blank, if you believe love is whatever, that is what you will recognize as love. Beliefs about love are what set your boundaries for what you're willing to receive. If you believe love is hard, then you won't recognize an easy love. If you believe love is peace and ease, then you won't recognize drama as love. Your inner beliefs structure your relational reality. And you can't expect true love because you won't recognize it. Why? Why won't you recognize it? Why won't I recognize it? This is why. This is the only reason. Just kidding, no. I'm sure that there are many ways people find their way through this, and this is just mine. Okay, you can't expect true love because you won't recognize it. Because real love feels unstable. Why is that? Why does not good love feel right and real love can feel boring? Like, why? Real love feels unstable because your body believes that love needs to be earned and is inconsistently received. But this isn't your fault. You are responsible for your behaviors, but perhaps not why you do them. Why does your body believe that love needs to be earned and should be this game of like, yes, there needs to be this amount of action and conflict and blah. You know, the games of it needs to be okay. Why? Exactly, there you go. Why do you believe love is conditional? If you were raised with love tied to how you behaved, if you were compliant, when you were more silent, you received more love and attention, so you learned to be more silent. When you shrank who you were, maybe you were told to be less expressive, wear more muted clothes, brush it all, pin it all back. Be quiet. If you were raised with love tied to emotional labor, love was tied to your ability to emotionally be there for one of your parents, or love was tied to just being easy, being the clean, easy, pleasing one that didn't cause any problems. If you cause problems, you are loved less. Yes, that's sad. Complete loving acceptance doesn't feel like those things. Complete loving acceptance doesn't need you to be less expressive or withheld. It actually welcomes emotions without punishment and allows them to be. There's no need to prove anything. And if these things feel uncomfortable to you, and you're like, that's okay. If these things feel uncomfortable, there's a reason. And it's a reason you want to look at, because if you don't, then you're going to keep thinking that love does feel emotionally confusing. And so that's what you're going to continue to have. And if that's what you want, then keep doing it until you don't. And then come back. So Meet your heart as deep as you want someone else to. What in love do you no longer want to experience? Maybe it can feel overwhelming as to maybe things can be overwhelming. But you can get clear on what in love do you no longer want to experience. Maybe feeling of performance over being natural and laughing, more laughter, more like deep resonance in what you're saying. You share your dream with them and they like find it amazing instead of question it. Or maybe you want them to find your jokes funny. I think that's okay. Maybe you want there to be more joy. You don't want to be with someone anymore that says, no, Christmas cannot start until after Thanksgiving. I don't understand that. Why are people postponing their joy like that? Christmas can start the day after Halloween, in my opinion. Earlier, I'm open for negotiation, but people that say like, oh no, you can't do it until after Thanksgiving, I'm like, who told you couldn't be happy? Playing distant games or being over nurturing to earn connection, like you're in the room with your lover and you want to connect. What does that look like? Does it look like just going and sitting next to them and being? Because that's great. But if you feel like you need to like offer them something, serve them something, or like get all dressed up and be like, I'm gonna go out for the night to earn their attention, or whatever your urge is when you want to connect with your partner, what is your urge? Is it to make them want you? Or is it to go provide a need for them? Because if it's not to simply just be, then you're earning love in some way. And if you want to be done with that, is love sometimes withdrawn from you? Are there times that you need to feel seen and received and period, and you aren't? You're with your lover and they're not there. They're not there. And they may even blame you. Ask you why you're like, what's wrong? And you're like, well, nothing's wrong. I'm just trying to be in connection with you, but it's not here. Don't let someone blame you for a lack of connection. If it's not you, you know if it's you or not. Check in with your intentions. Do I genuinely feel emotionally available right now? And if you do, and there's still no connection, then it's on their side. Okay. We're almost to I am inherently lovable. Okay. What kind of love are we worthy of? I'm asking. I am worthy of love that does not require me to ignore any part of myself. So, what you believe love is, what you believe love is what you will feel right to you. Oh, I need another is there. What you believe love is what will feel right to you. What do you want to believe love is? Get creative. You can, yeah. What do you believe? I wrote it again. What do you believe? What do you want to feel right? I want to feel I believe love is easy. I do. And it's unfortunate that that's like not our culture says that it should be hard. Like it's good if there's conflict. Like there should be conflict. There should be it should be hard, and don't get me started on the rubber band effect. Oh, there needs to be this amount of tension in the relationship at all times for it to work. Someone needs to be playing distant so the other one's curious about them again. Like, yes, bring things into the relationship to connect, but not from a place of feeling like there needs to be a performance. Like, you just be. I believe love is simply being loved and adored and accepted just for being. I believe we all deserve that. I believe we don't deserve to be made fun of. I'm sorry, but because I think over explaining. I believe love doesn't mean over explaining yourself to be understood. While we're at it. But love is not someone who makes fun of you for celebrating Christmas before Thanksgiving. They don't make fun of you. They are just happy to be around you while you're happy, and happy to partake with you. Love can be so much more compatible than we think that it can be in our society. It's so funny, like, as I'm on this journey to like find this real love that I know exists, I find myself talking to, I'm 26, so it's like, in our society, a lot of people still get married really young, and in a lot of cultures, that's like very deep tradition. My point being that like a lot of women I talk to are in a marriage that they aren't genuinely happy, and they've shared that with me. And it's interesting though, because although there will be part of them that's like, they're like, good luck finding a man. Good luck finding a partner that is these things. Everyone needs to compromise their needs for love. Like, I run into that all the time, and I have to constantly be like, no, I don't believe that. I don't. And the reason I can do that is because I look at the relationship they're in, and it's not what I want. But like, before taking advice from someone, genuinely look into their life. Do you want to be like them? I used to take advice from so many people, like, just because they were adults, you know? And then I got older and I was like, wow, I want to be nothing like them. I need to drop every piece of advice I ever received. I believe love is creatively inspiring. You want to create with this person. They inspire you. But at the same time, they appreciate you in moments when you are wilting. Because I don't want to be the same version of me any year, any day, but like, just in terms, we're going to use years. Every year, I want to be a little better. I want to be creating a little bit more. I want to be a little bit bigger. I want to reach a little more people. I don't know, I guess I don't need that. But I just want to be doing more of what I'm supposed to be doing. So if it's reaching more people, then that's what I'm doing. But if it's talking to myself on YouTube, then that's what it's doing. I want to like just be more of myself. And I want to have beliefs that align with my true needs and desires. And I want to to be in control of my destiny. I don't want to be sleeping and ignoring responsibilities. I want to wake up more and more. However, I get overwhelmed, and I sleep all day sometimes. Or I eat lots of sugar. Or I drink wine. Or I smoke weed. or I hang out with friends to distract myself. There's a difference between hanging out with people for true connection and doing it because you don't want to be alone with yourself. So my point is, I believe love is also someone, in essence, in someone that loves you even while you're in your bed eating cookies and sleeping all day watching your favorite show. It's someone that peeks in the door when you're doing that and says, maybe, how are you? And maybe if they have the time and if it's aligned, a simple, do you want someone to lay with you or do you want to be alone? Asking you instead of intruding. Someone that is energetically and emotionally aware. And part of why I know that that's what I want to is because I also want to give that. Not from an over-nurturing way, but from the place of, I want to be a little battery pack for you in these moments. And that's genuinely what I'm looking for in love. Like, that's why, yes, I love who I am, and I'm working on loving who I am so that I'm full within myself. Married to me first. To the light and the dark within me, to all of me, to growing, to I am 100% as one person. And in a relationship, I believe a relationship is meant to be more than the sum of its parts. I want a relationship that's 300%. Certainly not one that makes 100%, like 250% people. We're past that. I'm now trying to change my mind of, oh, it's not even 2 100% together. It is 2 100% together that create another 100% in between them. And it's 300%. I want a 300% love. And that's why I even want it, because I'm aware that I can create so much as an individual, and I believe that that's pretty substantial. And it can be, and gets bigger and bigger. But I also believe that the right love can amplify you and support you when you're down. No shame, no advice when you're down. Just be there, because the person's already at 100%. They don't need you to redirect them. They are aligned as they are, and you simply being near them just makes them feel a little bit stronger. And then you can create together, yeah. So this is my part 3 on love. I am inherently lovable without effort, shape-shifting, or proving. Partnership, co-regulation, not one person regulating all the time or regulating the other person. It is individually and together. Yeah. Is there a magic number we can end this on? All right, we'll end it. I'm going to end it on 24, 44. So we get 3 4s.